Morning. Yeah, we've been backstage. We're like, dang, we got like a handful of comments out here already. Who has showed up? Brown Chicken was first in the stream. Tried, trued, faithful man. You are. You're always at a stream, supporting, hanging out. Angel Face, good morning to you. Yeah, ride day for you. That's gotta be freaking awesome. Rick Bastard's actually here. We do have Old Mac with us. Could leave that for the surprise reveal. I'm ruining everything. It's like knowing the end of the story. Having that guy that tells the ending before everything, you know. Jim, good morning, brother. I did send you a link, too, if you want to participate. Larry, you have a motorcycle yet? We got to know. I saw he already had he sells and buys and sells a lot of motorcycles. He stays in a nice motorcycle constantly all the time. Never keeps one and cherishes it too long, other than I think his shovel head. His shovel head, would you consider it a chopper? I don't know if y'all ever seen it or not, but it's freaking nice.
I've seen it. I think it's,
yeah,
much.
Yeah, it's primo. Well, anyway, welcome, Larry. Good to see you this morning. It's a beautiful day out.
Yeah.
If you can shovel the pollen out of your way.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Jeezy, Pete. I saw somebody had the snowblower. Snowblower blowing the pollen out of the driveway. It's thick. I can feel it just like it makes your sinuses run.
I remember.
Tell me about it.
I remember back in New Jersey, around a lot of the reservoirs, they would have white pines, and white pines tend to keep away the mosquitoes.
Oh,
and
wow.
When the wind would come up and pick up like a blast of air, you would just, during this time of year, you would just see it blow like a giant swarm of just pollen, and it would just descend everywhere.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's
yeah,
like a blanket of smoke.
It'll sit on, like, I'll get out the other day. It was on my motorcycle seat. Could have wrote my name in it, just like a layer of dust. I was only there, 5? And there's really no trees around there. I'm in the back alley. I mean, they're scattered out and about, but it ain't like I'm, it was
and
still
just imagine what you're breathing in. Like you
That's
don't
what
No wonder why you're coughing and sneezing and.
Well, you'll know in the ride, and you'll feel more of a burn, and your lips will get a little drier sooner, and stuff like that. Where are we at in the You got the comment? No, I got it. Okay. Hey, 24, how are you? Good morning to you. Said if you riders were here in the city today, it would be a big deal. Hey, there's Ray. A bit rate to have a decent, a bit rare to have decent weather at this time of the year, and even fell on a Saturday. Yeah, that never happens and lines up with the stars very much, but enjoy riding today. Ray, can you hear us while you're riding?
He's on mute.
You just kind of, you on mute, Ray? You want to be on mute? No, you're not on mute here. You're on mute, though. We almost hear you.
Hey, Mr. Gregory.
I hear you fiddling. Hey,
Ray.
With the mic anyway. Yeah. He's with the chapter today. He went to the local Harley place where we see him often. Yeah, there they are. Yeah, there we are. There's the brothers. Yeah, man. Cool cats. They're waving.
Hell yeah.
How awesome is that? I love having some remote motorcycle footage, That's freaking cool. Fantastic. Thank you, Ray. You're the best, man. That's a little treat for Saturday to Sunday because we often work come Monday. Yeah. Yeah, I'm one of those younger riders too that need a weekend to do that stuff. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of pollen, take a look at this right here. This was last night, about 11 o'clock. I just washed the bike yesterday, and look at 11 o'clock last night. That is pollen on the fender, pollen on the gas tank, pollen on the ground. I live in a friggin' forest.
Yeah, you are in the woods.
My nose is full of pollen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Morning, Rob. Morning, Salty.
Yeah, you know it gets gummy. It gums up. It really does, if you know what I'm saying. If you know what I'm saying without saying it, you know what I'm saying.
Morning, Jim.
I see Ray got a full erection on his camera.
Ooh, yeah.
Wow, he sure did, didn't he?
He was hanging down there just for a moment.
Yeah.
Sure did, Mac.
It's hanging below there too. He needs a tea bag hanging out below the helmet there, man.
Nice, Moto. Very nice. Nicely done.
Just saying, you know.
Very nicely done.
I think of some crazy ass shit. I don't know. I just go X-rated here on the show and just get watching Angry D. Did you? I know you was there for a little while. So was Buck, and he's just off the charts, you know. And he's so natural. What he says is natural. It ain't like he goes out of his way to be. You know what I mean? He's just
man.
Really connectable guy too.
I like to watch him ride.
Do you? Yeah. Yeah, and he's so nice. He goes out, talks with all the people, and goes around and talks about the
and
bike.
they know him too. When he walks up, a lot of people come up and greet him, and they know him. You know.
Yeah,
man.
Yep. That's why it's been nice to get to know him a little bit and seeing people from our, the community here too go over and visit him. And now he knows of some of us, talks about us, and whatever. So it's just the way that connection gets made. And like, I really enjoy hanging out with them more. I was
he's great, dude. He's fun. He's
fucking real dude, man. Yeah. He can talk about anything and make you smile and joke about it, and it's like when he was referring to your Grateful Dead stuff, and
man,
I know he made you feel good about all that too, because we all and he was relating and telling his story, so it's good stuff.
And thank you also. Thanks to Sick, I got that I love that picture you sent me, Sick.
Oh, that's great, Mac.
Oh,
glad you like that.
Budweiser or something. What was it?
Yeah.
Grateful Dead in the middle of it.
Yeah. I was like, maybe this will make you smile.
Heck yeah.
2-4 said he got all his parts for the bike, but he said it's too damn cold to work on it yet, or let alone ride. Huh? Yeah. Jeez, man. Hopefully a week or two will make a difference, I know I'd like to say days, but gosh. Angel face. Rob says, howdy, brown chicken. You seen Rob's neighbor been in here yet? I don't think so. He might be. Rob Lobe.
Yeah.
Angel says,
back up through here.
Yeah, I'm going to be installing my brand new lithium battery. Let's see, over the next 5 years, $140 battery was worth it. Well, if you ever get stalled and you have to push your bike, you'll be glad, because they're lightweight. You made your bike. And are those the super lightweight ones people buy to have their motorcycle?
Lithiums,
yeah.
Yeah.
Race bikes do that. I don't. Street. I need more weight and keep me pressed down into the tar.
Exactly.
I like to lean that bike of mine a little bit, my R1. And when I come, even in the neighborhood, just taking short little, but when you got the higher tar, you know what I mean? A little more bumpier than a smooth surface. I don't know which is better for gripping.
Let me speaking of grip, let me tell you what I did yesterday. I was looking for tires for my track, right? Okay. They was going to get me 3, but they couldn't get any because where they manufacture them up in New York, they've had a shortage of labor. And so they've had to retool and stuff. Well, he called me yesterday and he said they've got now Dunlop has this new American Elite that's got the American flag on it. And he said they're going to provide him with a whole, a bunch of new tires. And I got my name on the list. So he's going to call me when it comes in.
So what kind of will it have some decoration then on it?
It's got the flag on it. It's got the flag on it. It's called American Elite. It's a new tire that is a little symbol of flag with the little stars in it.
That's totally you, man.
And absolutely. I said, I got to have that. He said, I thought you'd want one. So
yeah, that's cool. People know you like that and when you think of Mac, you think of the flag. That's a good thing.
Well, it's our generation.
Yeah. Yeah, I see Hooligan's got a pair now too. He said the shorties, the short-fingered ones, but I think a family member or something got him the full gloves, probably the Milwaukees like you got that because I got them from you, and it's just kind of gone trickled down a little bit. It's yeah, when I saw those gloves, I said, man, that's flash. That's some flash out there. Those draw
I've had
attention right
guys
to
to
those
walk. I've had guys to
riding.
walk up to me and say, "Oh man, I love them gloves."
Yeah, yeah. That was me. I'd have been that guy, I was like, "Well, you got the link? Where can I get those at, Mac? I don't want to order the wrong ones."
I got to tell you, your background video you got going here, I love it. I'm telling you,
Oh,
it brings all the excitement of a ride out.
I forgot that I just had that like up and like, how did it
Yeah,
get like that?
I've been going downhill now for an hour.
Oh yeah, that's a little loop. I forgot. I was not. I was sitting there looking at the comments, so I don't look at it. But that's a back of the dragon, yeah, of course. And that was the daughter is riding my R1, filming me going through some pretty cool curves, as you can see. It's
Yep,
loaded
yep,
with them. There's a nice hairpin. What do you call those switchbacks?
yep.
Yeah.
Switchbacks, yeah.
Oh, that is
So
so cool.
yeah, I never get to see myself riding. Never. I'm always doing the filming, and so when we went to VAM, I fixed up my daughter's helmet so she could do a regular motovlog, and she did. And we had our cardos on too, so that would have been challenging to kind of
Yeah.
line that all up in a real video. Just a lot of work, but I never really did it. Oh, see, I'm going to tell you, lithium batteries don't like the cold. This is what I do. I make batteries for the Tesla cars and battery walls. No kidding.
No kidding.
I didn't know that, Red Lady. That's awesome.
I didn't know that either. Wow. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
you just ask any drone pilot; he'll tell you the lithium batteries does not like the coal.
Huh. Well, yeah, and then having one in Canada would be probably a bad choice almost, is what I'm hearing.
The power goes down real quick, and yeah, you got to take a lot of precaution. With the lithium battery, also you got liquid cells in there that can swell, and once you get a swollen up battery, you better get rid of it because if you ever had seen a lithium fire, it is intense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I don't want one.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to have your
To be honest.
people that would.
I shot a lithium battery out here in the back with my AR-15, and when that bullet struck it, it caught on fire just from the impact of the bullet going through the lithium battery, and it burned a hole. I had it sitting on a 5-gallon can. It burned a hole in the can that it was sitting on.
Wow.
So the fire was that intense it melted steel.
No kidding.
Yeah.
A steel can.
Huh.
Yeah.
Damn.
Let's see. Angel said, actually, listen to this. My Honda was running just fine with it. A dead seal lead acid battery. I just had to push start it every time. Is it bad to push start your bike over and over every time? I don't think so.
I mean,
you're lucky you have a bike that you can do that with.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't push start my Harley if it goes out. Now, if I'm riding down the road and pop the clutch, now I found out, see, that's why I just didn't dawn on me. It's like, these bikes, they don't do that. Cause back in the day, you jump started your cars, you jump started whatever you had to. If you had a dad battery, my VW, anything with the clutch, you could fire up your cars with, too.
You remember that little 50cc she showed us a couple of days ago? Had a little 50cc. You remember how you start it?
That's beautiful.
Oh man, yeah. Never worry about a battery. Yeah.
I think you made Moto spit his coffee.
Listen to that. Moto, that sounded like an old man's fart.
Oh my god.
Pushing too hard. Whoops.
Oh
mercy. Yeah, no, so when I showed my clip of the R1 dying the other day, I just popped the clutch again. It's like, and I did like 2 or 3 times in a row and it kept dying. That's why I was like, I'm not gonna ride nowhere with this today. That's bad juju. I just got on the Harley and went and did what I wanted to do. That was last Sunday. And when I came home, I said, well, we're going to check this theory. We're going to go hop on the R1. I took it around the block and ran great. And I've been commuting every day with it for, I don't know, all week, every day. This will be, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and today's, and not a problem. Nice. No low idle, no little, trying to, scare me to death and like it's going to die again. Like, oh, he's just running freaking great.
Yeah, that's great. Then.
Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, it's just one of those you don't know when it's going to happen. And you're like, well, I'm so conditioned to it working and not leaving me stranded because of that. Now, the first time it started doing it did because it was actually the stator. And the stator blew up. So was a little paranoid. And anytime it died, I thought, oh, I'm going to be stranded. But this never leaves me stranded.
Did you ever think of bad gas?
Yes, because I have tried to, like, sometimes that will trigger what it is. And I went to that station again. I thought it was non-ethanol station. Then I read, because when I Googled it said, well, these are your non-ethanol stations.
Yeah.
And I read on that pump yesterday for the first time. I started looking. Let me see, does it give me any indication whether we have ethanol here? And I said, this here stuff may contain 10% of ethanol. So it does. So I don't know where to get the non-stuff, and whether that's an issue for it or not, I don't know. I think it's just stuff previous, because I've heard of people having the problem before, because I had a bit of a rusty tank. I had to clean it out with white vinegar, soak it, get the rust out, because it was surfacey. It wasn't like a bad old rust, just surfacey, because it sat 4 years with, about this much in the tank. You're going to get some surface rust in there.
Yeah.
And the little tiny pad that's in the bottom of the fuel filter, which sits inside your tank and sucks up from the bottom, isn't in the best shape. And I've cleaned it, did what I could when I took it apart, because I had to replace a little O-ring seal in there as well. So stuff like that. I don't know. Anyway, enough about my crap, but it's just crazy. And I think that's what it is. And once in a while, to me, I was like, oh, maybe there's something that's in the bottom of the tank that really needs to get cleaned out again. And
if you
stop getting up there and clogging it for a while, and then when it releases pressure off, gets shut off, it releases and drops whatever's in that filter, right?
Yeah.
And then grabs gas again instead of garbage.
Yep. Yeah.
So the 140 for
so small can cause such a huge problem.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. And I watched like Max Riss back in the day. Anyway, he used to rip bikes apart and had trouble. He'd found 1,000 GXR laying around. And that's what the guy ended up telling me. Just buy a new gas tank for it. You'll end your issues of it stalling and doing whatever. So $140 for a lithium battery, that's cheap. Just make sure your charging system is compatible with that battery. Otherwise, it will cause damage. And if you smell a sulfur scent,
the birds, honey.
Remove that battery fast. That's good advice, top advice. Yeah, hopefully, Angel, you did that. Good morning, retired writer. I thought Ray was going to be on this morning, y'all, where I kept looking because I hit that notify me. Is that going to be in another? I guess I didn't read the day. I just assumed. Being it was already scheduled to be out soon. Hey, thank you, Red Lady. Appreciate the reminders. Retired writer saying hi. Good morning, Angelique. I know you can never slip by the screen without us hollering. Good morning. Good morning. There's our breakfast.
She had to go feed the birds. Well, she had already went to feed the birds, but
stupid cat.
almost all the bird feed was eaten by the cat.
Oh, somebody's got to eat. That's the bottom line. Can't get.
We all got to eat.
The cat has its own pan, but she puts the bird feed up on the rail for the birds and the cat feed in the pan for the cat. But the cat likes the stuff on the rail the best.
Man, I think I must have been talking way too long, because if Sick Bastard had to go say hello to all these people in the chat, actually means he couldn't cut in. I must have been talking about my R1. I apologize, bro.
No worries.
It is kind of funny. So we got Angel knows she's going to go riding up there in Canada. And we know Ray is out riding with his chapter today, running around. I don't know if they got a mission or anything. But anybody else got any plans? Sick, you've been doing some neat experimenting with the camera. I like that, and doing some actual videos.
I'd like to go out and go for a ride.
You know, it's tasking your brain, like, that's what it does for me, like your creativity. Where can I set the camera at? I want to do a drive-by. I want to drive by it coming out of my driveway. Just fun, makes it fun to do different stuff and then see what it ends up looking like on camera.
Yeah, I would like that.
Yeah, and then some bonehead like me mentions it, says, "Hey, man, that was a nice job. You did that." And you're like, "Yeah, that makes it all worth doing these things sometimes, huh?"
Yeah, just like different ideas, and just I don't know, it'll help me get more creative.
Yeah, that's what I said, and motivated to do those things. So just saying, it was good to see. Good morning, Rob's neighbor.
Yeah, and I needed something to go right and easy for once. And I don't know what happened, but the video gods blessed me, and everything went good, and I didn't really get aggravated. And I was able to piece it together and do the speeds and the volumes. I should have added some music, but I didn't. And it was all right.
Yeah, 2-4 is Nova Scotia, so he's Canada. Says nope, no lithium from him up in the cold.
Yeah, and I tried to cut the time down because the first one was like 40 minutes, dude. No one wants to watch a novel. Yeah. And the last night's was like 30, just under 30 minutes. So I'm getting them shorter. If I can get them around 17 minutes or 15 minutes, I think I'll be good. Yeah.
Some people like the full thing, like I watched the whole thing. I was sitting there waiting, the suspense scene. Well, was he going to come out and ride by this thing, this camera? What's it doing way out here looking at you in the driveway? And then hearing white lightning in the back, it was like it had such a great sound, and even being that far away, she really pumped out the volume. It was just cool. Yeah, she's a great sounding bike.
Yeah, it was smacking against the garage door.
Is that and then bouncing off? Yeah, reverbing
off the garage door and back out.
The deal.
Street. Yeah, it sounded good.
Yeah, man. How about you today? Anything, Mac?
I was going to share with you guys. My brother lives over north of Little Rock. And they've had 5 days of tornadoes. For the last 5 days, they've been little towns hit and taken completely away all around him. I'm talking about every moment he turns around, there's another one lined up coming up through there. It's like an express that comes up from the Gulf and slides all the way up into Indiana.
Yeah.
And they have been, they got a nice storm cellar there where they live. So they've been having to keep their eye on the sky there. It's been pretty intense this spring.
Dude, weather's exciting, and stuff. But when you think that we've all watched clips of tornadoes. I don't want to have nothing to do with one. I'd like to see one out on the prairie, like in Kansas, way off in the distance, rolling across, making the dust ball, seeing it, and knowing you're safe. That's how I'd like to view one day. But you've seen a few of them, actually. I know.
I've had them come to my house.
Yeah,
I videoed one. It was an EF5 that had just taken my cousin's house up in it. She had a 3-story brick home. When I'm looking at it, we can see lightning come down from the tornado itself, and there was 3 little baby tornadoes kind of spun off in it. And I was sitting there taking pictures, and then just 50 feet from where we were standing, lightning struck a tree, blew the top out. When I looked to my right, Ruth had already abandoned ship. She had already run and got the truck.
Yeah.
And then her and I and Angelique got up there and we took off, and everything was blowed away when it came over. My neighbor's house across the street, that big house you see in my videos, he lost 1/3 of his house. He just cut 17-room house. It cut 1/3 of it off, just sheared it away.
Yeah.
Wow. That's insane.
We had a 4-foot hole in my roof and trees all over us. It took us 4 days with a chainsaw to cut my house out.
Damn,
I live in the woods.
Yeah. The odds of you having a way to document some of that is a miracle too. You never have a camera or something handy. I mean, to capture something like that, because you want to, hit your family's house going up in the air. But I mean, it is pretty nifty to have, and I guess they all fared out okay, except for how do you recover from that? Like the home wiped out, flattened.
That's a scary thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's scary.
The problem is on that day when it hit us on 5 o'clock in the afternoon, we had one at 5 o'clock in the morning, just 12 hours early. It was an EF4 that took all of our power out. So we didn't have no TV, no nothing. And then the one that came at 5 o'clock, it took the city of Coleman out. The courthouse, everything went away. My friends died. It killed a lot. 68 people was killed in it.
That's crazy.
It's a lot.
I mean, you gotta remember, like, even like these trees, like these 100-year-old trees, become like just giant projectiles.
Yep.
And then they get just grinded up inside.
69. Wow.
And then thrown out, like tons and tons of wood and log and
See, he had the original batteries in Rob's when he found those Yamahas tied up to the telephone pole, you know, chained up as decoration, I guess, for somebody coming into somebody's yard, right? You know, that's
yeah, that's
were they dead?
I saw that video.
He said the date codes are 69, from 69 or whatever.
Sorry, I try to keep up. I'm trying to get a picture up and stuff.
Let me know if you want me to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you
anytime, man. I just was gonna get 2/4 in a pic, so I was gonna try to put it up. Said I had a 2014 Honda Grom with a $250. The seller paid. Said it was $250 lithium battery, and it worked just fine. Well, that's freaking awesome. So when we have a broken battery or one sparking, we have to submerge it in water. Water is toxic to batteries, but if you have too many in one small bucket or area, it could create a deadly gas. Probably start boiling your water. I don't know. That's nuts. You mess with some toxic crap.
In my drone, I use lithium polymer batteries, LiPo. And they have the same issue. When you get up on mine, since I've got a commercial pilot's license, I can take mine above the 400 feet. And I went up to 17,000 feet, and I could not go in. It quit. No more elevation. It would not go above 17,000 feet.
Yeah.
It didn't have enough of power. The energy, the air was thin, and there was no battery power.
The American, uncensored. Harley, he says, I'm going to finish up working on the XLX Harley I took in the other day. Yeah, making a vid on it, possibly. Nice. Salty, I have a special guest episode up possibly tonight. Last night's had schedule conflict. Well, good, because I stayed busy, and I would have missed it.
Yeah, I tried to make sure nobody was going to be on when I was releasing everything.
Rabbit hole, I got to that for a good chunk.
Yeah. Yeah, I was there.
Angry D.
Yep, Angry D.
Headed to the recycling center first, getting rid of some trash and seeing if there's some more treasure. Yeah. That's nice when you can make the trash run a treasure run as well, you know. A little more fun.
You guys, if you do need a tire, take a look at that Dunlop American Elite. It's a little expensive, but it's a really nice tire. It's got a great pattern for you guys, sports riders, like to go heavy into corners. It's got beautiful sidewalls with good pattern.
Yeah,
American Elite, American Elite,
American Delete.
Yeah,
we can have that too.
Yeah.
Oh.
If you mess up in the corner, you will be deleted.
No. Oh, refresh.
All 2.4 has is he's got it, and he's got the bike up on a jack.
Elemental. Yeah. There it is. There it is. Just open up.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't trust them. I just regular is fine with me.
Guys have me nervous about installing a lithium battery. Now, we'll just keep an eye out. At least you're aware of some information about cold weather equaling a great battery that's just not.
Follow the information about charging your lithium battery. I mean, the the Boeing Aircraft Company built these beautiful 777 airplanes, and they sold the first one to Japan. And the first thing they did, they burnt the first one to the ground because they tried to run a 12-volt battery system charger over at the airport over in Japan and burnt this almost a $300 million airplane down.
Wow. Well, that's a lot. That's a $300 million airplane is like, where do you find that kind of money? I would not want to be responsible for any of that.
Yeah, especially when it's mechanic's error. You know, he tried to use a standard charger that you charge a normal battery inside the airplane system, but the lithium ion requires special attention to the voltage.
Yeah. Wow, that's funny. Well, okay, we finally got it here. We got a file.
Yeah, I believe that's what they're talking about, Angel Face. The bike's charging system has to be compatible.
Yeah. Yeah, you got gel batteries and regular batteries. Usually you have more modern chargers will have the options that you can take to
I like that red.
Yeah.
It's not like a regular red. It's like a candy apple.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, I like that. And it's all blacked out.
Look at that.
Yeah.
He's nice.
He's nice. I like.
Nice.
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 Like bike.
Potato.
Huh?
Potato.
I got the nice little red insert inside there too. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice stuff.
Well done. Well done.
Woo.
Well done, my friend.
They're looking really good.
Give me a slider instead of picking percentages. Oh, I got to do that to slide. You see?
Yeah.
You see? That'll learn me.
That'll learn you.
That'll learn me. Man, that's scary having them up on there like that. You got those little pieces of iron down there kind of weeble and wobble. So if you're cranking it, you definitely wouldn't want to change a rear tire on there,
Well, he's got straps on it.
Yeah. To what though? To the jack?
To the jack, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
If it's
I like the padded footrest.
I mean, that helps.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
That helps. I've just seen them up there before, and it take a while to get.
I got the same exact kind of bike jack.
You know what I don't like about my particular track, and all of those that has, over up in the front there, you got those little pods on both sides of the bike where the crash bar comes down. You got a pod on it, and on the outside of that, on the crash bar, you got a place for your feet to go. But your ankle is always against that damn friggin' pod there, that little thing that's on.
Yes.
See, mine has a pod right there that has air intakes. You can open the doors for the air to go to the engine.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, those pods sit right against my ankles. So I barely ever put my feet up on the deals because it hurts my foot.
You can't adjust them up or down. That won't help.
I can move them, but only thing, that thing is about this long and you'd have to move it. No, I don't think you can move it. Your legs would be uncomfortable being that high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Everything has
where are we at?
Nothing. I would never know that,
I lost myself.
But for those guys that's got them, and you see a lot of them, they know the discomfort I'm talking about.
Yeah. That's interesting.
I kind of angled mine upward because here's what happens when they're horizontal and you're riding, your foot vibrates to the outside of the footrest.
Yes.
And the fear of going along at 80 miles per hour and having your foot to come off the footrest and let the wind blow your leg back under you. Not me.
Not me. Yeah.
Especially compatible with, you mean my bike's charging system?
Yeah.
I don't know. What does it mean when you say charging system is compatible with lithium batteries? Your bike, because if you install a
Yeah.
lithium battery and that bike doesn't have the correct, I guess, whatever it needs to recharge or handle a lithium battery, apparently they put out a different I don't know what it is,
maybe a different
signal or
voltage. Who knows?
X voltage. Yeah, I don't know.
They a lot of guys will go out and change all their light bulbs over to an LED. And on your ECM, it requires a certain amount of voltage. And when it sees a 3-volt drop or a 6-volt drop, it puts an error code up there that comes up on your dash.
Yeah.
And after you get 2 or 3 error codes, it goes into what's called the sleep mode, where your machine would only run 45 miles per hour.
Best for sulfur batteries. Just don't leave it unattended. Yeah. Whew. Red Lady, you're the authority in here today, you and Salty. She says they aren't typically good for lithium batteries. They are best for sulfur batteries. Just don't leave it unattended. Rob's neighbor, I would love to see one as well, but knowing it might alter somebody else's life would make me uncomfortable watching it.
Yeah.
I know. I'm known for huge bonfires. Yeah, and a hot tub. Because as soon as I mentioned that hot tub, he got home the other day. Was it yesterday? I think I got a picture of the hot tub, him in the hot tub enjoying himself. Like, hell yeah, I made it home. I'm safe. Salty Badger, you said otherwise it would cause damage. Do you mean to my bike or the battery? I would have, or I will install it and keep checking for sulfur scent. Yeah. Just don't get too close to it while you're sniffing away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it. Watch your. Yeah, I don't know how dangerous it is. I hate scaring anybody like that or being scared about it. But having some awareness is at least you're gonna hopefully walk away learning something and knowing something that you can pass on to. Yes, the charging system can damage battery and cause fire by charging it improperly. I guess giving it the wrong signals.
I mean, if they're not good in cold weather, why would you want one anyway?
Once she's going down, riding down the road, if it's drawn electricity, your charging system will kick in and bump it up again, right? That's how it all works, correct? It doesn't just like stop using the battery power, and I don't know how it works. You know what I mean? And the generator or whatever you have in your bike I'm just saying, once you're going down the road, you got to really still look out for it giving you trouble as you're riding, you know?
Well, because once you start the bike, it's running on the charging system of the bike. You know, the battery is just to start the bike.
That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, the battery is just to start the bike.
I thought it drew from the battery, and when the battery started getting drawn from a little bit, the charging system would charge it up. See, I don't know that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and then the charging.
Yeah, you got a regulator down in the front of your engine down there that regulates how much flow goes to the battery, how much, that's what the regulator does down in the front. You got a charging system, a stator, and then you got a regulator sitting down in front of your engine. Looks like a little radiator.
Yeah,
regulator.
Yeah. Well, just look into it, Angel Face. Do your research. You're good at that. So there's a big difference between sulfur and lithium. A big difference. Okay.
I never had one.
I assume a 2008 bike will not be compatible for charging a lithium battery, but this battery is recommended for motorcycle using according to the store. Yet a regular charger cannot charge it. Yeah, that's kind of confusing info, man. That's that they have that, odd. And you can't always trust people. Oh, yeah, they want to make a sale, too. But I would hate to think somebody would blatantly know that and then sell you something and not be good for your. If it says and you got it like in a manual or something that you've read, I guess I would trust that. But some dude behind the counter might want to double check. I like the burnt red. Yeah, like burnt nuts. Those things used to get that burnt color, kind of an orangey brown. Very nice.
I think he's referring to 2.4's bike color.
Yes. Yeah. Nice.
A nice color.
Yeah. Red Lady, did you see what Salty Badger said? Way up. He was referring to a sulfur smell coming from a lithium battery.
Yeah.
Frog taught me to tell me just me to tell Jess, potato, potato, potato. What the heck does it mean?
That's the sound of the engine
makes.
idling.
Yeah.
That's a Harley engine.
Yeah. Potato, 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 potato.
Hey, I'm almost caught up. Sorry, Mac. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's right. Sick, he had it right there. The carbureted engine, Harley carbureted will give you that sound.
Yes.
An injected engine, you'll never get the potato sound.
No.
I was a little disappointed when I got my 2015 Dyna. I was like, well, it sounds good. It's a Harley, but it wasn't what I remembered like in the 90s.
Right. Old panheads, man, they had the potato sound.
Oh, yeah. Unless it came equipped
with... You kids are too young to remember the panhead unless you bought one used.
I've tried as weight and size. Recommended. I have tried as the weight and size advantage is huge. Yeah. I guess unless you really needed, there was a purpose for a lithium battery, weight reduction, whatever the heck they're designed for.
Tremendous amount of amperage as well. They really produce a lot of current.
Really? Yeah.
While it's when it's properly working and everything, much higher amount of current could come from that than you would have than a lead acid battery in a much smaller package.
Higher cranking power was what you're saying. A higher, stronger.
Oh, look at 2.4. He likes that American Elite
for the front. Mac American Elite 4. You grabbed it. Okay. So got somebody else. And that's what yours are going to be in there. They'll be coming in. How much longer? Do you know? They say.
He said he'd call me, but they're in stock, so it'll be coming from New York. So I'll say in the next 3 or 4 days, I'll probably get a call.
Yeah. Well, when they see old Mac there, I'm sure they'll airlift them and get them right to you.
Sure. Yeah. Us older folks, we get a lot of respect.
Like,
or we'll gun you down.
Like, what was it yesterday? You had to prove you were alive, you know? And
I got to face that this coming week. I got to prove that I'm alive.
Yeah, I'm good, peeps. Yes, Angel, a lithium battery puts off a very distinct smell just before catastrophic failure. If you're smelling, stay away. Or what do you do at that point? Like, do you try to dismantle it yourself real quick,
or get it out of the bike?
Yeah, but what if catastrophic happens while your hands are there? You know, that's what I'd be thinking. Like, I'm just gambling today. You better
I'm thinking when you're running down the road at 80 miles per hour, the scent's going to be running behind you. It's not going to be wafting up into you. No. If you come up to a red light and you smell it, you are probably already in trouble.
You got the hot seat going. Yeah, well, go see if you can get that battery. Just get rid of it and get a regular battery for it and have peace of mind, unless you really got to have it. I made the decision based on the fact that my 2014 Grom had an aftermarket lithium battery that worked fine. Salty, do you think I should try to return this new battery? Yeah. I'm sure Salty's going to give you his best advice. He's been around it a lot. Battery recommendations for years have gone strictly by size and CCA/CA until recently. Type was not an issue. And a lot of cataloging does not recognize it. It's a known problem in the automotive field. That's a hard statement, I guess, a little bit to understand. I think I got it, but he says, Angel says, I'm going to try and return this brand new battery somehow. I feel like Salty made an important point I never thought of. It makes sense to not use a lithium battery on a semi-older bike. Plus one that's not good for cold weather where you are all the time. If it's just generally not that alone, let alone the danger factor.
Yeah, it's peace of mind.
Yeah.
Like, I would never want to have to worry about that all the time because I'm the type of person that would worry about that all the time.
And I'm really glad you brought that up today, Angel, and that you heard. I know you hate. I hate to hear stuff too, man, that I gotta fix or do or was looking forward to or happy to have or thought it'd be neat, and then what
Yeah.
But
I would be paranoid. I'd be like, oh, is this the day it's going to light up? Is this going to be a fire?
Nobody wants acid bath. Hey, you smell a little like sulfur today.
You know, when I was young, I used to ride the chopper, and we would be running along as fast as that machine would let us run back in those days, an old 53 panhead, and sitting right down between your legs is that back cylinder on that chopper. You just got that little backbone and a little old teardrop gas tank up in the front.
Yeah.
Sitting right there between your legs is
Yeah.
that piston coming up thousands of times per second, knowing any minute one could come right up through the top.
Boom.
Yeah.
That looked like a mushroom cloud.
Great balls of fire.
Woo!
That's why
There he
they
is.
started making those guys wear those titanium chest plates
Ah.
when they drag race down on the quarter mile.
Yep.
That's it.
Because one of the guys, there's a reason why they did that. Somebody got killed.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good reason.
Yeah. One of the Pistons guys did exactly what Max said. Came right through the thing, right through the backbone, everything, right through his chest.
Oh. Yeah, you see something when it blows. I mean, it ain't particular fun to go any way it wants to, you know.
Yeah. It could take out an arm. It could take out your chest.
Oh.
It could, anything.
Well, back when we was drag racing, not motorcycles but cars, we saw a guy. His flywheel came apart, and it sheared his feet off. He had his feet down inside there where it came up through the firewall. It came up. You know, back in them days, you wasn't required to have that blow up proof blanket over the top of the bell housing, and it came right up through the bell housing and sheared his feet. So, there's a tire. Is that the American Elite?
Let's see if we can blow it up and see it.
I see Dunlop, and I'm sure it is.
Ooh, yeah.
And be on the other side. Move your thing over to the other side. You're getting there.
There it is.
Yep.
There's the word Elite. Now the flag will be, I don't remember, it's on this end. Yeah. Keep coming on around. It's right down in here.
Yeah, it won't go over there.
It won't let
it's
you get
bad
there.
photography, 2-4. Bad. Especially if the flag's actually there. I don't know, maybe his brand, maybe do all the elites have the little flag symbol? Everyone, or does he could have possibly got one? So if yours don't have a flag on it, don't even worry about it. But
it has a flag, but it might be up on the other end where it says American Elite. And it's just embossed into the rubber, and you can see the stars and the stripes.
Yeah. That would be
good thread. It's got a good tread pattern.
The close-up part, if you do have it, take a picture of that as well.
Oh yeah, that old panhead of mine. Oh my God, that thing had a twin pipes up the side with fish tips on it. And it would start up on one cylinder, and then the second one would kick in. It was a beautiful sound.
You can argue the cold, define cold. Obviously, I'm not going to be starting the bike when it's below freezing. Yeah, that's a point. Yeah.
Even the thing is, even if you wanted to, you wouldn't be able to.
Yeah. Or if you had to, you couldn't, type thing.
Yeah.
Panhead has a great sound with fishtail pipes. I'll say you got to add those fishtails. Dave's got them on his, don't he? On his road king?
That's right. His is not swept up the side as much as of an angle of mine was, but his has come from the factory that way, kind of.
You've experienced the fishtail pipe.
Yeah.
How many different types of motorcycle Harley engines have you rode? Like
the flathead is probably one of my the very first one was a Sportster in 1956. It was a brand new, it just came out, and it was 900 cc. It was called, I believe it's called a Sportster. That's by Harley Davidson.
Yeah. And
it had an overhead valve configuration. But I did ride a 45 cubit H Harley, which I really like. Simple, not a lot of power, but it really ran good. Yeah. Flathead, even like in a Ford early years of 1950, a flathead Ford had a great sound and it ran good.
Well, my dad had a 1940 Ford Coupe. I know you're familiar with that look. It looks like old gangster type
like me,
car. And I think that had a flathead. Does that sound right? If I remember right, it had it rebuilt, and I remember factory rebuilt and painted and looking nice, and did the rims. It had a few dings in the fenders because Grandpa, I guess his dad used to ride it along the fence line. They didn't really care. You know, they're farming. They're out in the, kind of run up on the. Yeah.
If you had a Ford flathead, a 8BA was the one you wanted to have. And you'd find them guys would take them 8BA flathead Fords and they would put them in Ford tractors, that you'd see on the farm.
Yeah.
They put a flathead V8 in a Ford tractor, and they really worked good. They wasn't high revving, but they had a lot of torque.
All right. Yeah, we got it now. I'll have this photo up in a minute. It's not in color. Well, it is kind of colored, but it's very subtle, it looks like. Do.
My chopper didn't have no front brake.
I was asking Salty the other day in one of his shorts. He may have, I just haven't got the reply, and he may have replied. But I was asking, like, what's the most popular engine that you would put in a chopper? I know we use like 650s, that 600s, whatever they were from Yamaha. Shade Tree had one. I remember that was a kind of popular in the 70s to use, or Harley engines, I guess any engine. But if there was like a desired chopper build, what would be your choice of engine? I guess that would determine possibly on what frame you have and what you're working with, huh? I don't know. Might have been a stupid question, uneducated on my part, but
I was going to say to Salty Badger, I just ordered a new one of those American Elites from New York, I believe it is.
Yeah.
And they're producing them because I just bought one. It might have been in a warehouse for 12 years. I don't know, but we wasn't able to get the regular Harley, Dunlop Harley.
No.
None available.
Yeah. If you do find one, you will find an older one, dated. Right. It's like me, I go on eBay and I bought one because I wanted to get one. It was because they were hard to get. And then you have to check. I didn't realize you had to check dates that they were made, but I don't give a tire long anyway. I'm usually ride kind of hard. A lot of hitting the gas and hitting the brakes, everywhere. I've chilled out a lot though lately. Just because of that, it's like I don't want to beat my bikes up no more. There it is. Can you see that?
There's the flag right there.
Yeah.
Thank you, 24.
Made in America, man. I made America right there. Hell yeah, America.
Hell
yeah, man.
Well, that's a symbol, at least, when you have that you have that, only that style makes it. What did you call it? X Elite 4.
Elite 4.
Yeah.
Is that the only one that?
That's American Elite. American Elite, man. You don't say Elite. It's American Elite, man.
Elite.
Yeah, we shorten everything up. American Elite. American.
Unless it rolls off your tongue and sounds cool, like Alabama.
Yeah. Alabama, man. I'm a yeller hammer from Alabama.
Give the to it. I'm going to never forget that now. Everything, it's going to always be Alabama.
Yeah. That's a Southern thing. It's an Alabama thing. Heart of Dixie.
Yeah. Well, I put a link up at the top and pinned it earlier. Whose channel was it? Is this okay? Right? Yeah. Is this her? Right? Yeah. That's a rider that Angel knows and said she might stop by, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes, like the lady the other day, she made it by. What was her name again? Oh, I forgot. But you remember she came by and came in the chat for a little while, but she had to work and,
Yeah.
I think she came to New York from Philippines or something and by herself. And
yeah. That's it's a lot. Go from a different country, come from a different country, go to.
Ay, kamusta la Valier?
No.
Pause.
Hopefully.
Știi momentul ăla când
Woo, I could dream about something like that.
Dar
Oh,
n-ai
yeah.
avut
Yeah, she's
curajul
speaking
să mă
American
apuc să
too.
spui.
Yeah.
Ăsta e momentul
American,
meu.
man.
Nu e
American.
un clip obișnuit, nu e despre
I know, we're giving her
motoare,
some shit. If she's in the chat,
echipamente
we're
sau
sorry. We're just having
traseuri.
some
E
fun.
despre
Yeah.
mine,
You're
e
beautiful
despre ceea ce
anyway.
s-a
How's that?
întâmplat, e despre
Can't
ceea
understand
ce
a thing.
urmează.
I listen to her anyway.
That's
Yeah.
what I was kind of joking about you. Speaking
Yeah.
American, right? Because we're like, we ain't really listening.
I'm fine with that.
That was Uncle
Joe-
Joe.
Atenție la Vespe! Honda Hornet 2024 nu este doar o motocicletă, este o insectă agresivă pe două roți.
I think she said sick
Are
bastard. I love
cadruri
you.
inspirați din aripile
Yeah,
unei
see?
vieți. Deci,
Ah?
dacă te așteptai
That's
la
what
o
she said.
You like my
experiență
interpretation?
liniștită cu această
Yes, I love it.
motocicletă, ar fi
I'm
bine
gonna
să
have
te
you be
gândești
the
de două
personal
ori. Hai să
interpreter.
vedem dacă această motocicletă este la fel de agresivă precum
Well, I don't know. That might be. I don't even know if that's the right. I just looked up rider teeth because that's what I was told, and this is what it came up with. So I wouldn't. I
Oh,
don't
she
know.
can speak English too. She said,
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for.
That's all right. She doesn't have to.
No,
No.
you don't have to.
She could talk to me
You
like
speak
that.
jibber jabber. It is.
I used to live with this little Mexican woman, and when she get really mad, she'd speak to me in Mexican, not Spanish, but
Yeah.
Mexican with a lot of slang. And I noticed what did she describe me? She used the word punta a lot when she talked
Punta?
about me.
Yeah.
El punta.
Ah. Rob says a friend of mine has a Grom with the big bore kit. He keeps blowing it up. When you blow something up, what exactly does that mean?
Catastrophic.
What's
detonation.
blowing up in specific? The cylinder wall, the
Yeah,
blows
throwing a
by
rod.
the gas, the ring. What?
Throwing a rod, throwing a piston, cracking a head.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah, blowing head gasket.
too much RPMs for the
Blowing
build
a
of the metal or the build of the tolerances or whatever that are just can't handle it.
Yeah, over revving it.
Mm-hmm. Listen to her say, Pepe.
Yeah.
She can speak. Yeah, I was pretty sure of that. I wonder if she has any English videos. That would be nice.
Where does she live?
Tariffs are about to be huge on U.S. tires. America, U.S. don't have any rubber trees.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
That's a fact, Jack.
That's a fact, Jack. What is that from?
That's from Stripes.
Stripes. Bill Murray.
Yeah,
Loved it. That was the best one. I went to that. I paid to watch that movie probably 5 or 6 times so I could take my friends. I go like, you got to see this when you're in high school. You got to see this. Let's go. You got to see. And I go take another trip and watch it because I want to see the reactions because shit was so funny.
Yeah.
At least I thought it was.
I love
Oh, what's it say? Anything? Any indication of where we're from?
No, huh?
No. Join 23.
Maybe Angel Face knows.
Maybe let me read. I'm Elizabeth. On this channel, you find my passion for bikes and life on 2 wheels. Soon, get ready for a bit of dentistry content too. Yep, I'm diving into that since I'm about to finish dental school. If you're into motorcycle adventures and maybe care about your teeth,
I need a dental work.
Yeah, you don't want the black tooth grin. Riding your Harley.
You want to be best friends.
Yay.
I just cleaned my rear rims here this week. Oh my gosh. I've been traveling on dirt roads and tar dripping roads. You know, it's hot now and you begin to get tar loose. It took me an hour just to get the tire and stuff off my rims.
Connecting rod through the block. So it basically blows up your foundation of your engine and pretty much destroys everything you have bolted onto it, kind of. Yeah. A lot of work repairing. You can't patch it up with JB Weld.
We'll buff this right out.
Buff this up. Just put a little glue on her.
Buff.
Motor goes boom.
Motor goes boom.
Motor goes boom, boom, boom.
I had a motor go boom.
Only Rubber America U.S. produces from the U.S. Treasure Bank account. Funny
The
money.
rubber checks.
Yeah, rubber check. I get it now. That's great. You're sharp, Mac. I think I couldn't put that together. I knew it had something to do with sarcasm. I do not know why she, Ryder Teeth, is not here right now. I probably messed up with the time conversion as she is in Romania. Romania. Yeah, that's probably tough
7 hours
too,
away, I think. 6 or 7 hours.
to be here on a time that works. And we're just not that important. You know what I mean? It's like not a high priority. I wouldn't worry about it myself. You make it, you make it. And I did see Pancakes last night, whatever, that new guy we had on when Sterling was on and Sick was on last Saturday. We stayed on till like midnight. We had this guy, something in Pancakes.
Yeah.
Kind of a funky name, but he's really excellent. Great videos. He's good doing the job I try to do here. He's a great, when you listen to him, you're like, damn, he sounds like a professional podcaster type guy, you know. And just
Can I address Rob
Yeah.
Neighbor?
Yeah.
Rob Neighbor, he said, get the welder, after your engine blows up. One time I needed to have surgery and I didn't have any insurance. I was laid off at the company and we had no insurance. My doctor made a deal with me. He said, I'll perform the surgery if you'll weld my motorcycle engine. He had a 500cc Honda 2-cycle engine that had a crack in the case. And I took it down to the lab down there and we put it in a vapor degreaser, pulled all the oil out, and I welded his block and he performed the surgery on me.
No kidding. Nice.
Yeah, that's my story about getting a welder.
Yeah. Yeah, Lolly, I've watched her a lot. She was one of the first channels, and like her 2 wheels and who's the other Doodle on a motorcycle? Like those were ones before I knew anybody, even the community, that I watched a lot because, well, they were ladies, and of course they did good content as well. And
I got to get Miss Lottie's home address. So Angelique, she made frogs. She does craft work, and she made little frogs.
See, I'm subbed.
You can actually stick them on the refrigerator or whatever. And she also made butterflies, and she wants to send Lolly a butterfly and Frog a bullfrog that she made. They're made out of resin. They're really beautiful. Got a lot of glitter in them.
Dr.
So
Lally.
as soon as I get all over her home address, I'll send them to them.
Right on. You haven't seen Lolly here in a while. I hope she's doing okay. I know they've had she's been busy, very busy, Frog says. So
yeah.
And I know otherwise she'd be here.
They've been having a lot of bad weather and they haven't had electricity in a couple of days.
Dr. Lolly, at your service. I'm a motorcycle loving scientist, here to teach, entertain, and ride. And she does deliver. She does have, I think, pretty damn entertaining content, although I do not watch it as much. No, I don't have time. I got all of us that we support, that ends up being more important for me. So that's what I do. Otherwise, I did. I watched her a lot. I still pop on when she pops on. She don't put out content like constantly, like three a week or something like that. Like every once in a while now, it seems like.
Hey, Moto, can you give us a little preview of the song that I wrote for Nona?
I think so.
Just a little preview of it. She's not on here today, but the other folks can hear it.
Yes. Let's see if we got it right here. Now I have to hit. Well, let me see. Make sure I got my echo thing on, because I don't want to echo. Where are my settings? Right there. Just want to double check.
Lighten up, Francis.
Yep. And I'm going to hit this loop back so make sure that we can hear it. You ready?
We're ready.
Okay. It's for Nona Grace, I think. Y'all hear it?
Yeah.
Everybody?
Yeah.
Say aye.
Nope, I ain't hearing it.
Can't hear it?
Can't hear it. We were hearing it, and then it went away.
Let's try this.
Now Hi, my name is Nana Grace.
Now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You want me to start it over, Matt?
yeah, back it up.
Grandmother of
It might be mad at me now.
It was working.
Yeah, I had it on, and
It
it's got
was.
play on, and crazy. Let me pull it
I
down.
hope it works for her.
Yeah, it was working, and it's working. It's just me and sharing and doing what I'm trying to do,
I know.
jacking it up. I'm going to try and just open it again and start over. There it is. Hear it?
Let me tell you a story about Nona Grace, a woman with a big smile on her pretty face. Oh, she goes motorcycle riding with her husband Jim and a chicken farm or two. Listen to her story.
She's gonna
Let
love
her
that.
tell you. Oh, just listen to me now. Hi, my name is Nana Grace. I am a wife, mother of 4, and grandmother of 7. I am from Western New York, not the city. Farmland surrounds me.
Oh, Matt.
Very nice, Mac.
I have several chickens. I had a hen named Mr. Brown who lived in the house.
Buck Brown.
Oh,
Brown, huh?
hear me now. My channel will be about everyday things. Whatever comes to my mind that.
Dude, that's gonna
There
melt
you
her.
go. There you go.
That's gonna melt her, man. It melted
Oh,
me
like
for
I
her.
I hope she liked it.
I'm a sap, so it's like, yeah, that's freaking awesome, man. These things mean a lot. Yeah, come from. How you doing, Ray Moto Life? Good to see you. What did he say? Something about his phone can't tag everyone hello to say. Yeah, I was talking about you. I thought the notify me that I added for your channel last night was for a morning thing this morning. And I was like, damn, I'm actually up too. And I searched, like, don't see nothing there yet. So when is it? Another day or two? Moto, I'm on the way to Banana Pudding Festival. Hey, what is it? Is it this one? Let me see if I got the right one.
Not a pudding festival.
Banana, chicken, banana, chicken, banana, banana.
I just had something that said banana at least.
That's fantastic.
Have chicken on your way to go watch the Banana Pudding Festival. Eat your chicken first. If you don't eat your meat, you can't have no
Pudding.
pudding.
You can't have any pudding if you don't eat your meat.
Yes, everybody knows that, right?
Yeah.
Well, safe travels, Ray, and blah blah blah, etc. And enjoy your pudding, man. The shaky pudding. Where did that come from? Shaky pudding. Wasn't that Burt Reynolds said that to Sally Fields?
You know, it sounds really good, actually. You know,
back in the day, off of
it's
what was
sweet.
the movie they made together with the Trans Am?
Oh, damn it!
I know.
Damn it!
How can you tell the difference between brown chicken and Buck Brown?
Buck Brown?
How can you tell the difference? Buck Brown gets around.
Buck Brown gets.
And brown chicken's a little different.
Just a little different, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, why can't we think of that American movie that like is so iconic? You know, just brain fart.
Cannonball Run? No.
Anybody?
It's not Cannonball Run, is it?
No, it's
No.
that came after, I think.
Oh, shit.
Smokey and the Bandit.
Smokey and the Bandit.
I'm
Thank
ashamed
you.
of it.
Oh, my
It's
God.
the simple ones. It's the
I
simple ones
know.
you're going to forget.
Smoky and the
I
Bandit.
know, and that's like
Oh
when you
my
never
God.
forget. Like I never struggle figuring that one out till today, and then we all did. Figure the odds.
Dude, my brain melted on that one, bro.
On Tuesdays and Thursdays. Okay. So the one I said notify me for will be Tuesday. Fantastic.
That Sally Fields, she was a little hottie.
Dude, let me tell you.
Let me tell you something about her.
Okay. Yeah, and then to see her on Forrest Gump was a little like, damn, she's the older version of her. I mean,
Yeah,
that wasn't so great anymore. Like
it was not.
No.
I'll tell you another little hottie I used to really love, and that was on Seinfeld.
That's her.
You know,
Ellen.
Yeah. Oh hell! When she did that funky chicken dance.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Look, if you were ever to travel on Interstate 40 in Tennessee, if you come east, let me know. All right, Buck. There's your challenge. Meet another motovlogger, YouTuber.
I've told Buck Brown a lot of times if he's ever gets in the area, I'll ride my bike coming down there and see him wherever, you know, if he's at a truck stop.
Yeah, he's that way.
Buy his lunch.
Quite often, kind of.
Yep.
Anyone in here see my Smokey and the Bandit YouTube video?
Yes.
Possibly. If you want to link it up real quick, we'll watch that, and then I'll probably be saying goodbye because I had a last-minute appointment made on something that was in progress from last year around tax time. I guess we're going to either add to it or finish it up. I don't know what it is. I'm having a surprise. It was just happened last minute. So, fun fact, the whole movie Smokey and the Bandit was filmed entirely in Georgia. And didn't they haul stuff, Coors beer or something, some beer? They're trying to haul beer from Texas. It used to be a thing like to have Coors beer was kind of a privilege at times. I remember I had me a Coors belt buckle, like, because that was 70s style. Had a thick leather, wide belt in your Levi's, bell-bottom jeans, of course. Big old freaking Coors. I was in 7th, 8th grade and got to wear a beer buckle to school. Thought it was badass. Fun dress-up days. You have a big Buc-ee's gas station close. You do?
Yeah.
There you go. You can meet there.
But they won't let trucks in.
Hopefully. No, they're not for trucks at all. That's totally for... Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Huh. They're losing out. They need truckers there too.
Yeah.
Well, truckers have got this bad reputation of throwing their piss jugs out on the ground. You know, they don't know
how they are. Yeah, you don't want to pollute in the neighborhood. And
yeah.
I think I gave you a shout out in my third video. I got a 3-part series thing coming out. Yeah, plugging myself here, but that just reminded me because I saw a Blue Kenworth out on the interstate and was talking about Buck on the third one towards the end. That's probably all that you're worth turning into, and even if you want to hear that. But shout out to Buck. Best not to play my S and B video because of copyright music. Yeah, I know better than I turned up, but thanks for the reminder. Turn that volume up on your stuff. It's okay. We still look at it. You just look at it. Another fun fact, Ed Bassmaster is hilarious if you ever get to check his channel out too. What a comedian. Does skits and just crazy off the hook stuff. You ever heard of him? Anybody? Another fun fact, the motorcycle cop in that movie was Sony Scheuer, who played...
That's Enos. That's from Enos on Dukes of Hazzard.
Dukes of Hazzard. That is a fun fact. Thank you, Buck. Thomas Bailey said he had a Smokey and the Bandit soundtrack, album 33. Yeah. He used to make soundtracks for all movies and stuff, like
What's up, Ghost?
Maximum Overdrive, huh? I bet they had one for that. Chasing Ghost said, fun fact, they swapped the motor in the Trans Am because the Trans Am motor was underpowered. I believe they put a 454 in it so they could do the stunts. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
454 is...
Because I think it came with a 400 or something.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you could have got the upgraded one. I thought they were supposed to have at least 400 horsepower, you know?
Yeah.
Well, it's back during the gas crunch. They like
Yes.
even the 454 was
They dogged
really
'em.
low on horsepower.
They dogged them. I remember I talked about that the other day. Somebody told
Yep.
me that they did something that just
Put smog
sabotaged.
on them.
All the
Yeah.
smog on it. Yeah.
Another fun fact: Forrest Gump, Sony Shore, also played Alabama head coach Paul Bear Bryant.
Yeah.
Okay, don't remember the. Oh yeah, the football, and he kept running out of the stadium.
Yeah.
Kept on running. Ronnie Millsap albums. Who is going live after this? We do not do automatic redirects any longer. No, nobody schedules no more.
No.
I can't use my redirect power. I can redirect to my own stuff. Like I could have made this redirected to my live. I think that works. I did that a few times for tonight. Oh yeah, Saturday. So 7:30. I'm going 7:30 because I'm always like pushing it at 7:00 at work.
All right. Yeah, do 7:30, man. That's cool.
I did. It's becoming a problem, and even 7:30 can run into some issues once in a while. Today I should be good.
I mean,
But
you don't
somebody
even have
comes in
time
on
to eat some days, bro.
Saturdays, that Saturday's a day everybody that's working normally can make it to the shop, and if they want big work, 4 or 5 hours, I can't say no to that because I need moolah.
It felt nice. It felt nice to wear my regular boot.
Oh, I know. It was so cool to see you have that on your video too.
It was so weird because you're on level, and like I kept on like, and my sciatic on my right side kills me. So,
You don't do the twirl as well anymore, like the ballet, when you get your toe down, and you used to, how you used to do that thing? That's kind of.
It's been affecting my yoga lately.
Yeah. They allow truckers then they have to build showers and run different guidelines. Yeah. The Buc-ee's. Yeah. I thought for sure they would have been a truck stop as well. They had Smokey and the Bandit lunch boxes. Dude, lunch boxes were a thing in the day.
Yeah, everything.
Because you didn't want to eat that school food. I'm telling you, I have sometimes, and it was nasty. 450.
I mean, it's all about cubic inches. As long as you don't have all the smog on it,
We should be talking motorcycle movies. They didn't have that many, really.
Yeah, they detuned a 454 as well to put a different big old fat camshaft in it. They didn't put a high-rise camshaft, and they were just underpowered, and you wasted more gas with them than you saved.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. But you could change all that.
Oh, they were gas guzzlers.
You could put a high lift cam in it. You could change all that stuff.
Yeah, it was almost a major rebuild because not only did you have to change the camshaft, but the springs was not triple coil like in the high performance. You had to do all the head work on them, and they tried to make it impossible. But the kids learned how to overcome all that. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Got to get rolling here, you guys. What is that King of Cali? Tara said, is that a motorcycle movie? Apparently, I think she's probably responding to Angels. We should be. Yeah. Hey, anything with some horsepower and some fun and good memories is great too. If they had more motorcycle ones, like he really didn't see that as a feature. What was Schwarzenegger made a big deal out of the what was it, the Fat Bobs, or was that what
Terminator?
Yeah, Terminator. So that had a nice focus and a good memory on that.
Yeah.
Her teeth, yeah.
You got appointments today, Moto?
Yeah, one at noon. Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was one I was just talking about earlier. That was from last year. I don't know if it was still in progress stuff on her or if we're adding to it, but some floral stuff. So it shouldn't be too hard for me either way if I have to make something up on the spot. Thomas should be up here helping me. A simple motorcycle video. Never mind a whole movie. Thomas, you're going to get featured. You're going to get featured. I'm on my way to the builder buddy's shop for a parts run. Salty, best to you. Enjoy, be productive as you always are. And possibly, did he say about doing a featured special guest? I wonder what time that might be tonight. Might be around the Alive 5 time. I know sometimes he does something at 7 and 8 in the evening as well, too. So, but either way, don't miss it. You'll be back tonight, Rob's neighbors. Cool, man. Yeah, 7:30, just as a reminder. And Mac, if you got time this evening, I know you usually do date night or do whatever fun night, go eat, and even for a few minutes, till you get your ear.
You know what we did for a movie last night? We watched a movie from 1995, The Langoliers. That was almost 3 hours long. That was it was kind of a scary old movie.
Stephen King.
Yeah, Stephen King. That's correct.
Yeah.
The Langoliers, they'd eat up stuff.
All right. Take my loop back off.
I'm sorry, but it's time to say goodbye. Okay.
Take care, everybody.
Oh.
Have a good day, Mr. Moto.
Goodbye. I hope you meet again.
Bye, sick.
So long,
A
man.
little fun before we go. A little memory.
It sounds like that witch talking in the Yellow Brick Road thing, Wizard of Oz. That little little cackle. All right, hitting end stream.
You gotta get the laughter.
You just got to get the last word in. All right.
Take care.
Love you guys. Appreciate. Peace.
So long.
All right. Bye.